I mean, some good things happened. I mean, they lost my files a lot of times, and even the correction officers were telling me that this is a political case. They're probably going to lose your files. They're going to try to keep you in there as long as they can, and they did. I went up to the jury, to the court trial in front of the judge many times, 2 times, 3 times even, and they said, no, we don't have your records, go back. And I had to be sent back into the central bookings holding area, which is like a third world prison in there. And the conditions that I endured and Manny and Anthony endured were incredibly harsh and extreme. But even inside the prison, we saw amazing, police officers, correction officers, even people inside the jail. I was inside the pen with 50 people sleeping on top of each other, homeless people, cockroaches everywhere, bathroom overstalling everywhere. And even the people inside the jail cell with me.
Stay there.
Man thinks cause he rules at us, he can do with it as he please.
Yeah, we apologize to Anthony. He had to go back to class. But tonight, 9 to midnight, Burmis is going to be live here. And Luke's going to do a video simulcast at wearechange.org for at least the first hour with Jason Burmis. So he'll have it up. They'll be passing the phone around 9 to midnight tonight. Tune in on the Genesis Network here at Infowars.com. And the fine stations are picking it up for the full detail. Hear from all. I want to go ahead and bring up, you say Manny had to go. Anthony Veras is still there. Anthony, and then we'll go back to you briefly. Luke, I know you've got to go into class too. I think this is a little more important. You guys might want to miss class, but not, because the story's hot right now. Later you won't be able to get your story out. That's my experience with news. But going to Anthony. Anthony, what was this like? I mean, you're a key witness, even if they've confiscated the footage and may not give it back, that they said, you guys stay here. They didn't tell you to leave, and they came back and said, we told you to leave, and they're charging you with trespassing?
Yeah, well, in a nutshell, it's just a classic setup, Alex. We came into the building, we fanned out like we normally do. The only thing that was different from this troop squad and any other was that it was a Saturday, and we had a larger contingency there. We had about maybe 15 people, which might have raised some red flags. Just to reiterate what Luke said, we were never told to leave. My instance, I had gone into the building initially, did a little quick search right around to kind of get a feel for the place. As soon as I went back outside to speak to some other We Are Change members, I was told by Sabrina, Luke is in handcuffs. At that point, I go inside, and I'm told by an elevator bank to, stay right there. And, a couple of minutes later, this guy grabs me, brings me in an office, and I'm being, really harassed. And, I mean, it's all on tape. I'm being grabbed, physically assaulted, yelling at me, telling me to turn off the camera. Just real, strong-arm tactics, intimidation. And that's what they want. To go back to something you and Luke were speaking about, they want us to back off. That's what they want. And, I fully understand the consequences behind our actions, but they have to understand also that this is not going to make us back off. This is not going to make us back down. We're still going to fight for these first responders. We're still going to expose these scumbags. And if anything, it's... Well,
look, I'm not telling you to back off. I'm just saying I would never be alone. How they got Luke and then they got you and they say, stay right there. You have to call those witnesses. You need to get their names, because they may not give your tapes back. It's just so criminal to see this happening. Any other key things that you want to report to folks, Anthony?
Well, I'm surprised they actually gave the vouchers, because when we first left the police precinct, they didn't give us vouchers for all the equipment that we had. They just gave us vouchers for one camera. And we went back saying that we have 2 other additional cameras here. And then they wrote out the vouchers for us. So hopefully we will be able to get those tapes back. I just wanted to also thank you. One of the first things I heard when I came out of the jail cell was, you did some emergency broadcast that night. So thank you, and, everyone else who showed some support.
Absolutely. Luke, again, tonight you're going to be on First Hour with Jason Burmis on the InfoWarrior. Longer if you'd like. We'll clear the decks for you and have some of the other witnesses there. Hopefully you can have Manny there, since we weren't able to get him on. They're charging you all with this. Even if they convict you, you've got to then do appeal and show how they didn't give you your evidence back, and then you'll win on appeal. Then you'll have lawsuits individually. Were these mainly plainclothes officers on you from the photos I've seen, or were there any guys in the blue?
No, it was just plain clothes, Bloomberg's goons, hotel security staff. And, then they had called in the police. There was police on the perimeter of the building, very strong, because, Bloomberg and other politicians were there. And, I was in the room with security for no more than 5-10 minutes. They were trying to grab the camera out of my lap as I was recording, grabbing my arms, and within 10 minutes the cops were there, and we were taken out.
Yeah, so they've got you in the office, but they're saying he refuses to leave, but we've made him go in the office. I mean, any jury hears that, even if they steal your tape, it's obvious lies. Luke Rudowski, closing comments.
This is an outrage. This is sad that this happened. We're trying to get aid for the first responders that are sick and dying. Just a couple of days ago, Bloomberg cut 5,000 unemployment benefits, workplace benefits for first responders. He's lying to me. He lied to first responders and their organizations. We left him alone. He's not keeping his promise. Keep the pressure on him. He's not supporting the James Stroger bill. Relaunch the campaign to save lives. Help support the James Stroger bill. We're going to have more information on that website, on our website, wearechange.org, later on today. All
right, Luke. Again, tonight you're going to be on there, at your house, doing a video simulcast. We'll have you up on prisonplanet.tv. We'll even dial in and put that up like we did with you at the FEMA camp and some of the other live feeds that you've done from Denver. So we'll be simulcasting at prisonplanet.tv tonight with you. In fact, I'm going to talk to my IT guys. We might even just do a free simulcast at prisonplanet.tv and then mix in your video feed with the interviews with Jason Burmish from 9 to midnight tonight. We'll do an hour and a half on this subject, because even if you don't care about We Are Change and Luke, these great guys, it's the First Amendment, and it's the secret police and how they're trying to set folks up. Anthony and Luke of We Are Change New York, wearechange.org, thank you for spending time with us.
Thanks for having me. God bless you. Thank you so much for your support, brother.
I want to thank all the listeners for their support, what they did. Thank you. All right, we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, from the tent cities of California.